Welcome back to Mothlight TV. You're joining us here in this sixth set of 9 sets played in the matchup between OnQ5 league leaders and Old Billiard 2 second place team in the BCA 10-ball league in San Diego Metro. Very close lag there between the two players, and Bruce Edgar winning it. And he will be breaking in this first rack of a race to 3 racks. And it's a best of 9 sets match, and OnQ5 currently leading by 3 sets to 2. So with 9 sets being played, the first team to get to 5 obviously will be the winner. But all 9 sets are played and all points count. They can help differentiate spots in the table in the final tally of who finishes where. So the balls are nicely tightly packed on that speed rack. And Bruce chalking up his tip to give these a good old wallop and hopefully make one and leave himself a shot on the 1. That is the ideal break in this game. You make the 10 on the break, it counts as a ball potted, but is re-spotted. You don't actually win the game with the 10. Unlike 9 ball, where you can make a golden break. And 10 ball as well in this BCA league, all shots have to be called, apart from the break, of course. And the 1 flies into the right side pocket. The 2 goes all the way around the table off 3 rails, finishes up on the right bottom corner. But although he can hit the 3, there's no shot to make it, I don't think. 5 is interfering, stopping him from hitting all of it. No, I think all he can do is clip it very thin on the right hand edge, which that would put it towards the long rail on the left. And he could then drift the cue ball up the table and hopefully get cover behind the 4 or the 6, which are nearby. I don't think I see an attacking option. Could consider this cross side bank. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. You've got to cut it to the left hand long rail below the 6, so that when it rebounds from the rail, it also misses the 6, but does so on a line that would lead to that side pocket. Missed the 6 with it. He did catch the 4 and a few other balls along the way, but not a great deal of damage done. From my angle, it looks as though he may just have covered that 3. The problem with it is, let's say he's got the slightest of edges available, or that I am choosing to play a deliberate foul and try and tie up the 3 ball even further. The risk with that, of course, in this game, 3 fouls and you lose the whole rack, so you have to watch out here. Bruce is able to find a way to engineer a good snooker. 9 would then be on 2 fouls and under pressure of losing the rack. Have to make a legal stroke in his next effort. I'm just trying to see how he could maybe try and do that. With the 5 so close below it and the 6 above it, it's hard. There is a gap between the 5 and the rail. If you can get the 3 to go through that gap, and the cue ball to roll forward, maybe nestle onto the 5, it could be tricky. Yeah, he got the 3 through the gap, but I think he can hit this. And he can certainly hit it off the rail. So jeopardy over for Nayan. There was an opportunity there, I think, for Bruce. And he just managed to get that 3 to roll a little further. They've had to have some spin on the cue ball. Try and get it to come forward and glue itself to the 5. But that's all incidental. As we are now looking at Bruce trying to calculate an angle to make this 3 past the 8 in that right centre pocket. think part of the pocket is blocked by the 8. And apart from that one attacking option, and there's a potential you could try and cut it to the left of a long rail and bank it in the bottom right corner. But it's a very thin cut. And whenever you cut it that thin, cue ball's going to be running quite wild actually. So he's going for that right side pocket. Yeah, and I suspected the 8 was slightly in the way. I think had the 8 not been there, the 3 might have found the back of the pocket, but there's a chance here for Nayan. Can make the top left pocket with this 3. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the 4 will path the 7 into the same pocket. And he will have shape on that naturally. He cuts it in, but it's just slightly off. But it's finished quite nicely for him. Joaquin Bruce. And he's going to have to try and come off the top cushion and into that 3. He wants to try and hit it as full in the face as he can so he can knock it below the 7 and leave the cue ball there and get a snooker back. Yeah, not quite. He could be in trouble after this one. Quite easy here for Nayan just to draw back a couple of inches. And leave Bruce in a world of pain. And there's a line. We know there's a line because the 3 took it from that point on the long rail on the left that leads down here, but it's a thread in the needle between the 8 and the 10. Bruce is looking at 2 rails coming to the 3 from the right hand side. Could also make it off 3 rails. 1, 2, 3, there you go. That'll do nicely. It was a good hit. And the 3 collided with the 5. Stopped him from getting any sort of really good safety out of it, but he's made the 3 safe. And that was the main thing. Hitting it and not leaving it on. Certainly not giving Nayan ball in hand, which would be very dangerous indeed. As he is we call a run-out merchant, someone who does that with remarkable regularity. So he's banked the 3, very nicely done. Top right. I think he's got a little shot at this, and just about squeezed past the 5. And I'm sure the cue ball is going to go into the 7 afterwards. I think he's called the 7 actually. He tried the carom, but it's not worked, and there's a chance for Bruce. It's a bit acute into this right centre pocket. He's got a slight angle and just play fairly firm and follow forward. Get the cue ball to that point right there. He's just indicated for us, which would be ideal shape for the 5. So just eyeballing this angle. Looking good. Slightly above the potted line, but I think in cutting this in that left centre, you will be able to drop below the 6. He'll come off the rail a little, so he'll have a nice angle on it, and he'll try and put that in the top left and come out for the 7. Maybe slightly thinner than he wanted, but only a fraction. And you put it in the thin side of the pocket, so he's widened the angle more than he needed to. Just having a little look in that potted angle. See it into his brain. And just a nice little stroke here. Nice and smooth. Get through that cue ball. Beautiful. Very nice shot indeed. He's gone past the pocket line, which is as per the plan. So he can direct the cue ball to the long rail. And then back out into the table. He'll give himself a shot on the 8 in the bottom left. Yeah, the cue ball's just died a little there. It was a bit flat, so to force that a little to get the cue ball in ideal shape. So he's cutting this back somewhat. It means the pocket is slightly blind. You don't see the object ball in the pocket in your field of vision when you get down on the shot. So you've got to try and, once again, get that potting point completely fixed in your focus. Go over to the right hand long rail. Yeah, unfortunately, just offline. Got it a bit thick. And that result, I'm afraid, going to cost him. And now we'll drop this 8 in. But I'm guilty of taking that for granted. Because I think maybe it was Nayan. So, a reprieve for Bruce. It's very thin, this, but it's definitely makeable. Got a bit of top and right hand English on the cue ball to just throw it around. I think at least 3 rails. Oh no, he's trying to play it real soft with left English. I caught it too thick and letting off Nayan, reprieving Nayan with a miss like that is quite costly, because he will gain in confidence, and I don't think he'll make a further error in running out these 2 balls. So this for the first rack. Perfect shape on the 10. See the kind of unmissable 10 bowling you really want to see. There we go. So now he's going to rack these balls. He'll be breaking 1-0 up in rack 2. We'll give them an almighty whack. The 9 obliges by dropping into the side pocket. But unfortunately the 6 has trickled in front of the 1 ball to spoil the party. So no break and run here. Got a choice, of course. He can push out. And give Bruce the option to take it or put it back in. Bruce. Yeah, he's saying he's going to push. The secret here is to think of a shot that you want to play. Don't lead your opponent one that he's going to turn down. So he's left a long shot at the 1, but it does not pot. 6 is clearly in the way. So Bruce doesn't like it, and he says, okay, Nayan, let's see what you've got up your sleeve. And so this is the shot that Nayan had thought of. Hence, he played the cue ball to this position. So he obviously had a plan. Let's see what it is. I think maybe it's just a safe, banking the 1 down past the 5 and getting the cue ball to stop behind the 6. But unfortunately, he's double kissed. The dreaded double kiss on the 1. Not left anything easy. The chance maybe for Bruce to put him in trouble. How do you do that from here? Well, once again, he could be banking that one down the table. Tried to do it slowly, just use the 6 to gain the hook, which is done. But it's a simple kick off that long rail. The question is, where will he direct it to? Let's see if you can maybe kick it in the right side pocket. There's also an option where he kicks it not full in the face, but catches the top side of the one. That brings the cue ball back to the top cushion and sends the one down towards the bottom corner. If it drops in, of course, he will have sight of the 2. Well, it's run into the 4 ball, and I think that's obscured the potting angle for Bruce. Bit tight, but if he can't pot it directly, he might be able to knock it onto the 3 and cut the 3 in with the 1. That would not require him being able to hit the full ball. I don't think here, it's obviously not straightforward. He's calling the 3. Well, I caught it thinner than he needed to make the 3. Unfortunately, it's peeped out of the hook that it would have been in if it played a little softer, just below that 7 and 10. So a chance now for Nayan. Nice clean stroke. Put this one in. He'll have the 2. Waiting for him over the middle, I was going to say, but obviously not the case. He's missed the 1. I think he's gotten away with it. Pretty sure that 1 does not go in the corner pocket. He might be able to get it past the 10 to make the 3 with it, but it looks as though the 10's in the way of the 1-3 combination. Okay, he's banking the 1 cross corner. That shot is clearly available. To try and hit just by that first diamond up from the right side corner pocket. And he was close, very close. He went just below the diamond and just below the pocket. I think a little harder, I would have squared up a bit and he would have made it. So, trace of right-hand English here. It's just avoided all the traffic. He's got a very thin cut on the 2. I don't think he's actually able to make it. Yeah, he's called it. It's almost a 90-degree cut, but not quite. If he puts it in the top side of that corner pocket, side pocket rather, he may just be able to make it. A lot of left English. There we go. Nice. That outside English really helped. And he's got all the way around. He's got a lovely shot here on the 3 ball. Can just play up for the 4 in the left centre. And the 5 is waiting. So just stroke it in. He'll travel up above the 5. And looking quite dangerous now. He'll let the stroke out using the short rail. Coming down is fairly flat on this 5, so you can just draw back a little. He just wants to be careful. He doesn't want to have the 8 in the way of his path from the 6 to the 7, which it might be now. You've got to try and engineer a route where you don't collide with the 8. How's he going to manage that? There you go, that's how you do it. And the 7 passes the 10. So I think a little stroke. Oh, he's got to play 1 or 2 rails. Not just the 1. Now he's got a nice angle here. I think you play this with a bit of left. Now you come round 2 rails with the 10 in the bottom left. Oh no, he's drawn that. And he's put himself across the table. It's called the bottom right. It's a little further away than ideal. He's a bit close to rail 2. It's a bit of a cut, so a tester for sure. But there it goes. Smooth, clean as a whistle. So Nayan's racking the balls. He's going to break it 2-0 up in rack 3. So on the hill here, Nayan, also known as Snax, but he puts the cue ball off the table. And the 10 has gone awfully close to that corner pocket, so chance for Bruce perhaps to go for the win. Playing the 1 onto the 10. He's thinking about that now. Not sure if he can play it directly, but he may be able to play it onto the long rail just before the pocket and get the 10 rail first. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's just lining it up now. Want the cue ball and 1 ball dead straight in line. There it is. Late 10 for the win. Certainly that's that rack. And so Bruce will be breaking in rack 4, trading by 2 racks to 1. Just being pointed out by Nayan that the 3 is not in the corner of the pyramid. The 1 needs to be at the top. The 2 and the 3 should be the other 2 corners of the triangle. And so Bruce getting the break underway here. Taking care to make sure he's got the cube on exactly where he wants it. And gives him a smash. Now, unfortunately, it's come up dry and he's left the one over the pocket. So, a nice opener for Nayan. The 2 is sitting pretty by the bottom right corner. Nayan living up to his nickname of Snax. He's just having a snack right now. Hence the little delay in coming to the table and playing this stroke. So I think it's a little bit of backspin, a bit of left-hand English. He's just got to avoid hooking himself behind the 4. He managed to find the gap. He's cannoned into the 4, so that's good. I think the 3 passes the 9 in the bottom left, so once again needs a bit of draw on this. But he's going for the bridge. It's a bit of a stretch for him. suppose there's a line to follow forward with a bit of right English. You've got to just avoid that 6 ball. Oh, he's done the drawback. That's the one I'd have played. Got a little past ideal. He's cutting it back now into the slightly blind pocket. But he can draw above that 5, I think. Avoid the collision with the 5. Or he can follow forward through the gap as well, looks like. Yep. Just about. This is the 5 ball. But he's got to put the 4 in the top right, I think, here. So that was a veiled position on the 5 in the bottom right. I think the cue ball's natural path is to head over there. You're still slightly below centre. And that's a beauty. Look at that. Really nice. Now, just stroking in this 5 ball. And the 6 is over the corner. He's just got to negotiate his shape for the 7. I think it's 2, maybe 3 rails. He wants to try and get below the right-hand centre pocket, I think, with the cue ball. Well, he's hit the bump. If he'd gone an inch lower, he'd have been okay. But he's still got a shot. He's finished on the left side of the table, so it's cuttable. I think you play this with a bit of left-hand side. Just try and float the cue ball off 3 rails for the 8. Looking good. Looking very good. And just a nice, sweetly timed draw shot here. I think you draw back about 18 inches, 2 feet. Well, less than that. It's just shown back about 6 inches. He's got a bit of a... The reason I was saying that, I wanted to get flatter on the 9, but he's got a little angle. He's got a soft screw across the face of the 10. Back out. And so this is for the win. For 3-1. And this will put on cue on the hill at 4 sets to 2. Needing just 1 more to tie the match win. There we go. Nayan is the winner. I'm Lucky Bruce. So please tune back into Mothlight real soon for the concluding sets of this match.